two Victron chargers, and they support charging of the battery in winter time in this board. The main battery, the second is there. Probably I will show you this later. However, there is a huge concern about safety. I have a dedicated video about them. So they don't have a proper algorithm to detect damaged battery. Yeah, so yes, unfortunately, well, someone decided that the video is probably a bit wrong, but they just didn't watch attentively or never designed the chargers themselves. You can figure out algorithm to detect damaged battery, but okay, it's another story. You can watch that video. I will probably put the link in the description below. So the concern is that when it's all the time in winter time here, at some point the battery may fail and will start overheating, and the only way to control it, to control the temperature. So I'm going to do this, but these chargers, they don't have temperature input. So I designed my own invented is too much about invention, nothing to invent here. So my own approach. So I will use the temperature sensor, iSocket specific temperature sensor. Well, I will put in the description. So it has protective sleeve for salt water of fish tanks. I'm not going to remove it. Yeah, the temperature, it's not problem for the temperature. Yeah, it's just about the time when it accepts surrounding temperature, and that's it. And I don't even try to make it nice here, because it's a temporary solution in winter time. So, and it's enough to put it here like this way, to fix it this way. It's just about the temperature thresholds that will hit this sensor and switch off the chargers. I will come back soon to this. So it's fine this way, nothing fashion. I will put it this here, and I have a socket there. You can see it there. So, and the power strip is here, and it feeds two chargers. So two chargers simultaneously. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to use this iSocket as a thermostat. You know what is the thermostat? It's something that switch on, off heating or cooling equipment based on the temperature input. So nothing fashion, yeah. iSocket temperature sensor will be the temperature sensor for the iSocket, and iSocket thermostat feature will switch off these both chargers if the thresholds hit a specific limit. So I need to think more about it. It probably will be cooling mode, yeah, cooling or heating. I will get back to this soon, but that's the idea. Why both? Yeah, otherwise, because the input for the temperature is just one, I would need the second. Well, not otherwise. It's just a temporary for the proof of concept. Yeah, of course, I need the second iSocket, the second temperature sensor there, and split these chargers and connect them directly into iSocket. But I will just use a proof as a proof of concept, and probably will do some demo with this one. Yeah, let's see. So it's plugged here. Yeah, this temperature sensor. I also plan to make a smoke detector from here. There is alarm plug, so I want to use smoke detector here. So this iSocket will be always here, and in winter temporary measure the temperature, so and operate as a thermostat for switching off chargers. And also, by the way, it's measure energy consumption of the chargers, so I can know how much energy I spend to support battery charges through the winter season. Here is the core of the idea as seen in the application. Here is a smart thermostat. We will set it to heating mode. I already done it here, but I will show you. So we will set it to the heating mode. Since the goal is to turn off a hypothetical heater once the temperature reaches a critical point. What's considered critical? Well, that's up to you to decide. But if you've seen my video about how a Victron system, Victron charger overheated a battery, you will know that it's 70 degrees Celsius or about 160 Fahrenheit was critical in that case. For now, I would recommend starting at 30 degrees or 86 Fahrenheit and monitoring for false triggers. There are plenty of ways to monitor this, and we will cover them later. For this test, I will actually set 22. So it's 72 Fahrenheit, making it easy to test with just a hand heat. Let me show you in Fahrenheit. I can switch it quickly and show you. Yeah, so it's like that. But I will switch to more convenient Celsius for me. I will also configure notifications in the monitoring section. Here, actually, I already done it here. So 22 Celsius temperature rise notification, so that I'm notified when the temperature exceeds 22 Celsius and the heater, in this case the charger, shuts off. Additionally, actually, with the energy meter built into iSocket, I've configured a few other monitoring options. I've added 2 more monitoring setups here. Well, actually, it's here. Yeah. I didn't record the configuration process. It's boring. Besides, they have limitation when the thermostat is active. The first one shows the current power consumption in the storage mode, charger storage mode. It's about 3 watts. You can set notifications here when the power consumption increases or decreases, but there is a simple way. This monitoring, the second one, it monitors equipment turning on and off. Essentially, when power consumption drops to 0 or rises above 0, it detects whether equipment has been turned off or on. Notifications for this are also available, but these notifications work only when the thermostat is disabled. You can read it here. Why? Well, we can read more actually here. You cannot set this alert, blah blah blah, because you will get a lot of notifications. They are useless when the thermostat is operating, blah blah blah. Yeah, so it is true. It makes sense. We've essentially hacked the thermostat's feature for use in a hypothetical always-on heating scenario. Did you get the point? If not, ask me in comments, because it will be too long to explain again. For an actual thermostat, it would be constantly toggling the heater on and off throughout the day, making such notifications really useless. So, it's either one feature or the other. Fortunately, we can still receive notifications for temperature changes here. And let's actually test that. I will hit the sensor with my hand now. Guys, it took so long because it's cold in garage, so I set too high. Okay, so here in the log we can see this event recorded. I haven't configured email, SMS, texts or WhatsApp notifications for this test, but I will later. And the chargers, our so-called heaters, have been shut off because of the simulated room overheating. Now if I release the sensor from my hand, it will cools down, the chargers will turn back on automatically. That's the thermostat functionality, yeah? You understand? But this is exactly what we don't need. I will now demonstrate this to you, and then we get back to this why we don't need it. And we don't monitor it here because actually we don't set the temperature drop notifications. So I put the sensor on the cool battery, but it can take long to cool down again, and we should watch it here when the charger will turn on. Again, it might take long time, but I will cut the video. You can see I updated the temperature, and we have seen below 22, but okay, they are now on. I missed the point, sorry. So I wanted to say that there is a hysteresis, so-called hysteresis 2 degrees. I'm not going deep to this subject, so they are on. So we see the normal operation of the thermostat feature. And this is exactly what we don't need at that point. We don't want it to turn the chargers back on. If the battery overheated, something wrong with it. That's why when we received the notification, we are going here to the thermostat section and we disable the thermostat. And then we go also to the power switches. So the thermostat is now not operating, but the initial status could be on. So the charger may be already on. So to be sure, we go here and we also switch the chargers here off if they was turned on. And you can see they will now going to shut down. Some capacitors, and then they are off. You can already like, subscribe, or check out my other life hacks. But if you still want to see notifications for equipment turning off, stay with me. For that, the thermostat needs to be disabled, which we've already done. Let's turn on the chargers back on here, and now set notifications here. And now I will unplug the chargers from the socket. So two of them, because I'm inside the board, I don't want to jump out of the board right now. It was so inconvenient, but anyway, here you are. So we can see so zero consumption, appliance is not energized. We can see this event in the log. Here is passive, active, and this can be particularly useful for monitoring if the charger itself failed or someone unplugged it. That's all, guys, for now. I hope I explained this clearly. If not, feel free to ask in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to see more stories like this. Bye.